For someone so driven and goal-oriented, chasing true satisfaction can be a rather elusive endeavor. Constantly driven by the all-consuming, boundless obsession to improve ourselves, chiseling away at our times, getting closer and closer to sculpting out our idea of the perfect race. The way I see it, there are only two options. You can either live to avoid failure, or you can live to chase opportunity. History is being read every day in classrooms around the world. But right now, just remember, it's also being written.
My hamstrings have been bothering me a lot this week. Kind of had me worried. Found some old KT tape. So this is kind of like my last little shakeout run, test my hamstring, do some strides. But yeah, check it out. Right here. Boom. People like to say like, oh, KT tape is bullshit, or a lot of people think that KT tape is just placebo effect or doesn't work. Feels like it's working to me.
As runners arrived bright and early to the starting line, there was an almost palpable feeling in the air of profound anticipation and nerves. Navigating through a sea of legs with a calm demeanor and ghostly hollow exterior, I'm blind to the outside world as I hone in on my pre-race visualizations. Sure, fitness counts for something, but a marathon demands more out of you than that. This distance is unforgiving, makes a person question their own mortality at times. It takes a Herculean will and resourceful mind to convince yourself that all limits are merely self-imagined. Weeks, months, years of painstaking preparation for this one moment.
Hold on a second, okay. If you can see here in the front, I was gonna make this epic intro. I'm not even in the front row. You can't even see me. All because of the 3:15 pacer, because they had pacers in this race. The 3:15 pacer was near the front, and there was nowhere for a lot of the fast guys to line up. It was annoying. Like, what? I wanted to say something. I wanted to, but I don't have a good track record with the marathon, and I didn't want to be that guy who talks shit to the 3:15 pacer and then gets passed by him in the last mile. The plan was to establish my position in the race before the train tunnel, because the tunnel is 2.5 miles long and it wouldn't be an ideal place to pass. It's dark, it's narrow, it's wet. The tunnel messed up the GPS a little bit. I was running faster than my GPS was indicating, and my heart rate monitor wasn't working until mile 3, so essentially I was running blind. I went through 3 miles in about 17:30, so 5:50 pace, which was too aggressive. My heart rate kicked in at that point, and so after the first 3 miles, when I was trying to reel myself back in, get my heart rate down, I basically fell into like a 6 flat mile pace for a while. So right here, this is mile 7, the first bridge crossing. The first of 5 in the race, actually. Feeling really good at this point, and assuming I'm pulling further away from the field. Pretty much assumed I would just run the whole thing by myself. But little did I know there were 2 guys reeling me in. I remember randomly glancing back for the first time at mile 9 because I started to feel the effort a little bit, and I just was curious if anyone was close. and I was surprised to see 2 guys closing in. And that's when I thought, all right, I might have a race on my hands after all. So I hit the halfway point in about 1:18:26. So both runners behind me had closed the gap, and second place had gone around me. Now, if he had passed me before halfway, I may have let him go, but at this point in the race, it's already halfway done. You're starting to count down the miles. Controlling heart rate is less of a concern, and I felt like I had the cardio and the energy, even though my legs were already starting to get stiff, which is weird. My quad, I don't know. I train harder. My quad still got sore so early on. I figured it was best to try to stick with this guy, keep my mind engaged, keep the, competitive adrenaline going. And it was gonna hurt either way. I might as well run fast. So I tried to stay with him.
One shot, that's all you got. Take it right now before you get lost, yeah. One shot, that's all you got. Write your own story, you control the plot, yeah. One shot, that's all you got. Could drop dead now of a fucking blood clot, yeah. One shot, give it all you got, and never back down, no, I'm never gonna stop, yeah. One shot, that's all you got. Take it right now before you get lost, yeah.
And as you can see, I'm a little amped right now from the caffeine, and I decided to take the lead and let him know, I wasn't a chump. I'm still here.
And never back down, no, I'm never gonna stop, yeah. I know that I'm a little OCD. The people close to me already know that's me. That's how it's supposed to be, cause nobody's perfect. You need something to work towards, that's worth it. You need something that's worth more, you deserve it. Find a thing that you love, then preserve it. If you're heading down the wrong path, then reverse it. Put your head down and damn it, start working.
At this point, we start to lose the physical ability to simultaneously cope with the ongoing muscle fatigue, depletion of energy, and dehydration. The mind becomes privy to the insurmountable physiological limits of our bodies. The pace we had been maintaining up until this point now seems rather intimidating. Our legs surrender. Our arms pump with ferocious eagerness in an attempt to compensate. The force of our rapid breathing gradually diminishes into a rhythmic grunt as our mouth inadvertently stretches and contorts into a snarl of anguish. We have run all the strength and fitness out of ourselves. Our mental will is crumbling like the walls of a fallen empire, and all that's left is what we have deep inside us. It all comes down to our ability to go to the well. It has been said that in the moments before we die, we experience a vivid flashback of our entire lives. Well, the final miles of a marathon can feel like a slow and painful death, and it's during these moments when our resilience is tested. Our mind calls upon memories of our training, of good workouts that gave us confidence and reassurance that we were ready, of times when we told ourselves, as well as others, that there was no way we were going down without a fight. In these primal moments, survival is the only concern. All the petty problems in our daily lives mean nothing. I mean, come on. I'm literally shitting my pants every few minutes because I refuse to give up.
That guy you saw, he passed me at half. You saw him with me.
Yeah.
He was catching me at mile 9, and I told myself, well, I'm going my own pace, I'll let him go. As soon as he passed me, I was like, just go with it, screw heart rate. I was getting in the 180s, I was like, forget it. 'Cause I was actually getting sore at 15. I told myself, go with this guy, or you're gonna be left behind. You're gonna slowly die, and you're gonna whittle away like a crusty old dying leaf, like every other marathon. You need to toughen up.
You did it, didn't you?
And so I ran with him, and after mile 18, I pulled up next to him, and I thought he wanted me to lead. And then before I know it, he's behind. And I was like, okay, well, he got me in a different mindset, and I just was like, keep going. And every mile, I was like, trying to hold on to 6. I played the same song on repeat for 9 miles. And I actually shit my pants really bad, like 5 or 6 times in the last 6 miles. I just let it all out. Felt like I had a little baby back there hopping around. It was gross. I hope you brought a change of clothes, because I do not want to.
I don't have clothes for you.
Damn it.
But you know what we
It just goes to show you, don't blame a race based on you got to go to the bathroom. Just freaking go while you're running. One of my miles was 5:59 while shitting. World record right there.
Oh, it's starting to show.
I don't have any shorts, so we're driving to a Nike store 2 miles away to get anything. But yeah, you know, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Right, honey?
Stop touching